released, you know, they said they gave him 2 or 1 week notice that he was leaving the office, or he was going to be relocated. But Shuaibu came acting, according to them, they said he was acting surprised. Oh, I just came to my office and the office is locked. What is happening? Calling the commissioner of police, calling these people saying he didn't know what was happening. And then a statement came out to say, stop acting. You knew you were going to be relocated, so why are you pulling all the stunts?
Because I do not see, this question needs to be asked, yeah? The deputy governor of Ondo State is currently facing impeachment process, yeah? Just, I think that one said it was gross misconduct and abuse of the office of the acting governor, because the governor was sick, so he traveled abroad, and maybe before he came back something happened, because immediately Arakuri Rotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, got back from wherever he traveled to. He sacked all the aides of, you know, the deputy governor, but he does not have the constitutional power, you know, to sack the deputy governor. It has to go through a process, impeachment process, and that's what is going. Otherwise, maybe you would have even sacked the deputy governor.
Deputies, really?
That's what you should ask.
You know,
he just made his intention known that he wants to run.
That's for Edo State.
For Edo State.
And I think with the other deputy as well, you know, there's something about being a deputy. My own assumptions. Maybe that is what is actually going on. You know, he has tested what it means to feel like an Arakuri in Ondo State. Perhaps
in a few months, Arakuri traveled.
So
he was in charge.
Look, this particular position is actually very good position. So I think with what we've seen so far, a lot of deputies always come up like this.
Plus, there was a little, should I say, misunderstanding when Rotimi traveled. He did not hand over power.
Yeah.
Because at least if you will spend more than some particular days, he should hand over power.
It was like
there was a time Buhari traveled. I think he did hand over power to Oshibajo, and after I was taking that, you know what, Buhari traveled and stayed long, and Oshibajo had to, you know, come in and take over. So, and aside from that, I think the Rotimi Akeredolu too needs to be checked, because the former deputy governor that they run the administration together, Ajayi something is his name. They had issue. That man had to decamp to Zenith Labour Party to even contest against his own principal, right? And now he's having issue with another Loki, Aye Tiwa, something in that place. So, you know, when if you say, oh, these Yoruba people are not good, I have 10 Yoruba friends that don't like me, you need to check yourself. Then there is, you are the problem. Because if you have problem with this one, you have problem with this one, they need to check you. Are you really the problem of yourself? But speaking of that of Edo State, I think when Wike was governor, Wike called all his commissioners, his deputy commissioner, and said, is there anybody here that have mind of contesting next election?
So express your interest.
Tell me now, so that you can get out of my cabinet.
Because
you are aiming your organ to leave. That if I have the vision of becoming a governor, right, and I'm a governor, so I need to work with people that will work with the same we have the same ideology and will achieve the same goal. But if we are trying to achieve the same goal, but you are trying to like step aside so that you can start to process your own governorship rate somewhere, you can just actually mess all our plans up.
But is it not possible that probably the principal is not doing exactly what he is supposed to do, and the other person is feeling like, I have better ideas?
On this note, we're not discussing their fights. We know.
Yes.
If that is what is causing their fights, then we know. Now let me quickly tell you that of Edo State. They were not from PDP initially. They were in APC.
Yeah.
Adams Oshiomhole was leaving, and he helped Obaseki become the governor. So when they want to run for second time, they had issue because I think Obaseki was not giving Adams Oshiomhole to place godfatherism rule proper the way he wanted to.
He had gotten the
They had issue. Yeah. And the APC were ready to take the second time ticket, just exactly what they did for Ambode in Lagos. He could not go for second time. No, Ambode should now leave and say, let me go and take from PDP. Okay. The PDP used chance. So the person that contested against Obaseki when Obaseki was in APC was the person that contested against Obaseki when he's now in PDP. So Obaseki defeated him in APC, he defeated him in PDP.
Equation balance.
Now, I'm saying this so that you will know how close Philip Shuaibu is to the APCs. So when they now want to have their parliamentarian election to pick the speaker, deputy speaker and all, he has friends in the APC that wants to be speaker, that want to be this. So he was not really playing his card with the PDP. He was playing more with the APC. That's not good enough for the governor. So the governor is already seeing you as a betrayer. Like party. And there were some things, according to Godwin Obaseki, because he had a conference and he told, I watched it, there were things that that Shuaibu was saying that Obaseki was hearing. Because Obaseki had a loyalist in those camps. So that was what was making Obaseki to like, okay, this man don't about evil. Now this man now want to come and serve me his evilness in this place. Okay, blocking. That was why when they go to a church, wanted deputy governor, he wanted to go and greet the governor. And he imagine the governor security stop number 2 citizen of the state that you can't meet him.
You know, one thing with politics is a game of loyalty. Even though it is the dirtiest game, I know you want to play a dirty game and you're saying you need somebody who is loyal to you. But I still understand that no matter, you're working with a lot of people, you have to have that thing in your mind that I can trust this person, I can tell this person to do this thing for me and he is going to get it done. But if you start showing a little bit of this, that is when you know everything is going to change. And it's politics. Immediately you start showing traits of like, okay, I am not for you. Immediately the person starts speaking it and it will switch. So I think I understand with Obaseki, but some other people are saying, is this governor not taking it too far? Why are you fighting him openly like that? You know,
the intent of the people.
That's what they will say.
Yes,
that's
they will be fine. Finally,
yeah, they will be fine.
They will know how to stop themselves. No, he is missing his governor. That means something is bad.
To be honest, I still feel this is political.
Yes. There are some things you would have had. You would have had.
Now they are real men.
Yes. How many years of Obaseki between senior Shuaibu? They are old men together. There are some things he does not have to again. That if he's with the governor, he would have access to it. So coming to say, I'm loyal, I miss my Baba, you want to contest for governor, yes or no? He's missing his governor because he knows when incumbent is in power and they still want to retain power, there is much possibility that they can actually win election because they have all the resources to even maintain the election process and all. You get? But when opposition party is coming, it's always very difficult. You have to meet. When the APC will take over power from Buhari, do you know how many people that merged together? The likes of Bukola Saraki of Kwara State, the likes of Kwankwaso, everybody came together and said, go. But
I think Shuaibu should be more, tactical in his approach. Because Shuaibu...
I miss my governor. Godwin Obaseki. But Godwin Obaseki now go believe that.
They are beneath people.
Even if he withdraws his intention, even if Shuaibu withdraws his intention, there is no trust between him and Obaseki. Working together is going to
be between them.
Yes.
They can never be trust.
The biggest gift anybody can give you in this life is trust. And trust it's trust that will make you sit among your friends. You are drinking. You stood up to eat. You came back and you were scared to take your drink. They are your friends, your old friends.
If you drink it,
but if you drink it, I always tell people, you visit me in my house, you see a leftover drink in the fridge. I like, which one is this drink you have here? Now pour in cup. Before I say, hey, you already drank. It's trust because this guy cannot put nonsense in the fridge. But you get to some people's house, they will even serve you water. They will give you, say, I'm okay. But that day you are tasty.
But funny enough, we from the north, actually, we trust ourselves.
Okay, so don't bring that we
would chill.
Away from the west.
Yes, what are we doing?
Why are you always attacking? See, if I start looking in this place, you don't have space. Allow me. Let me express myself. Thank you. We from the north, we don't really.
We from the north, Nigerians in the north. We don't want the we. Don't personalize it.
Okay.
My land in the north.
When you get to the north, then you understand that so people are this nice that I can actually trust them.
But we are very nice here. I'm very accommodating.
the thing is, you guys are nice.
But
I'm not saying
we don't talk. We don't show. We don't show.
Danny, you're showing me. You're showing me. When they show themselves, is there any day you people come here and you don't say the Yoruba people say you say all those things. I understand that people are trying to be Yoruba people and it's fine. Allow me to talk about where I'm coming from.
Let me just correct and be precious. There is, even in schools, in schools, in the Yoruba culture, most of the time when there is added to everything you are saying, just like there is.
And I totally understand and respect
it. Yoruba people say.
No, don't misunderstand.
Our people say, make we use hand.
Then we from the north, we are saying, allow me. Thank you. I don't win. When you are in the north, we are talking about trust. Let's not deviate. We are talking about trust. When you get to the north, or let me say, we from the north, we have this simple belief that people can't really harm us like that. Until when you have a better exposure to life, going out, meeting different types of people. You know, most people from the north are like, they're indoor. Like, they don't really like too much stress. Like opening up, don't say anything.
No, honestly, I swear, because I have something to back what you were saying up, actually.
And that thing you're backing, I hope it's not against me.
No.
But then,
Why are you scared?
No, I'm not scared. I'm just trying to be defensive. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not scared. But the thing is, where you're coming from determines how you trust or mingle with people. And before I can just see someone, and originally seeing you, I would know if I'm trusting you or not. And I have this spirit. That if I agree with you, we go together. We are talking. Allow me to learn.
We are still trust together, but we are still one Nigeria.
We are still one Nigeria.
Where we're coming from, regardless of our tribe, regardless of who we are, regardless of anything, we should be one. There should be there should be no level of tribalism or whatnot, that we in the north we are this, we in the south we are that. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're
because
saying.
Because at the end of the day, I have mixed up with northerners in Nigeria, and I can tell you for free, they're good people. I have also mixed up with our fellow people. They are good people. There are some bad ones too.
You people allow me to land is the problem.
Okay, sorry.
But it is fine. No, we can't go back to it. Let's go back. Let's go to the next. No.
That are watching right now. Yes, they are enjoying. They want to know what is up. They want to know what me I even want to say to. I want to back this thing.
What I am saying is that sometimes, because of our environment, we are all Nigerians, and either we like it or not, our environment determines how we think and how we act. That is what I'm trying to say. So most times where you would go and you're so keen on the people that are there, or my drink that I left, I was not doing it then until now. Until in fact people started telling me, you think you are still in that place, you have to. In my mind I'm like, why? If we are working together, we should have a little bit of understanding, or we should have that trust that we are for each other. You understand? I'm not saying we are not Nigerians. I'm not saying Yoruba people are different, but I'm just saying from where you're coming from, it reflects in your action.
Sure, you're not. You're
okay,
very right.
Okay, good. Tante, I'm glad that you are a Christian, right? I'm a Christian. Damn, you are a Christian. But however, Salam Alaikum, today is Friday.
Alaikum Assalam.
We are still one. We still worship one God. Now, human being killed Jesus.
Not so.
But he knew it will happen. Let's say, I'm just trying to tell you how much that thing can be. But there was a time I went to Cardinal Nats. Now, in that place in particular, in Cardinal Nats, maybe you would correct me, there are more of Muslims. If the whole North is not even Muslim, I mean Cardinal North too. Cardinal, there's Cardinal South.
Yeah.
And Cardinal South, you have plenty Christians.
We are Cardinal South, actually.
Okay, and you are a Christian. You see, in that North, they kind of centralized everything. You know why it works for them? They have like a traditional ruler. They practice the same religion. So when they say is one, everybody is going to pray. In that place, you cannot even get one drop of alcohol drink in that place, they will tell you no, you can't get. So when you get to a place whereby everybody practices and preaches the same thing, it's easy for them. In that one of those places, they said if you drop your phone in front of one man's house and this go meet you, if you like, go 2 days and come back, you will meet it there.
Danny, wasn't I talking to you, telling you about when my phone got missing?
That they brought it back.
Like he charged it after like a week
can't
and called me back.
Lagos.
You will put earpiece in your ear, be hearing you. They will remove the phone.
Now you understand the reason why I said when you understand. With my experience, you can't tell me.
But there's something that is actually, it's like a reflection. I'm trying to understand. We have had insurgency in the north. I'm beginning to wonder. We have good Hausa people. We have good people in the north. How did the insurgency come about? We have northerners taking the bazookas or whatever and bombing, doing a whole lot of.
I can answer that question.
I know some of them might not be staying or living or be Nigerians.
Most times they are not Nigerians.
Yes, but they speak this house, and I think that is still the same kind of culture that you guys in the north. I think it's still the same kind of culture that goes.
They are extremists.
Yeah, I know.
There are people who even do it to the extreme. Now, what I'm saying, I want to do this. When you talk about Western education and you talk about civilization, you will mention Lagos first before you mention anywhere. It started. Even the first university in Nigeria was University of Ibadan.
Yeah.
Second university was in the West. Like the Western people opened their eye quickly. You understand? Civilization got here very quickly.
Yeah.
Then it's easy to influence people in the north, especially in the village. You know why? Because the fact that they practice one religion, it's easy for them to say do this. But in Lagos, where this one is a Muslim, this one is a Christian, this one is Babalawo, this one does not believe in anything. To say everybody don't do this.
Yeah.
Some people will say if I do it, what thing go happen? In North, they don't do like that. Once the Sultan or Sokoto say, oh, we are starting this very soon, everybody is starting. Once the Emir is saying this, everybody, even Ile-Ife, as much as we respect our monarch, sometimes they still give instruction, and you still see some people who they don't mean to disobey. They just want to like, it's because they are not part of me. I studied in Ife. I'm not from Ife.
Yeah.
So it was when I got to Ife I realized that there are 401 gods in Yoruba land. 201 live in only Ile-Ife, not Oshun, only Ile-Ife.
They are residents there.
And
gods.
And they make sacrifices every day.
Each of them.
The day they did not make, they make sacrifices every day. The gods are too many. They are more than the years. And the day they will not make sacrifice, one heavy rain will fall. And when you want to tell me like plenty heavy rains fall in that year, like maybe 50 times heavy rain, when do I want to know they do not make sacrifice? So sometimes because you don't understand the culture, you might not trust or believe the instruction you get.
Yeah, but I was just trying to marry the situation with what she said. She was very emphatic about trust. That if the Northerners can be so trustworthy, how did those people penetrate their trust? But let's leave that for another.
To round up the newspaper review, quick one. I just want to ask you guys out there. The Ogun State government is proposing a death sentence for any cultist in that place because cultism are really affecting them. Their schools, they are destroying their properties, they are killing their youth, and they feel like what we want to do now is to pass a death sentence penalty in the Ogun State House of Assembly.
I agree.
And just today,
Bible even says, the wages of sin is death.
And just today on the Nation newspaper, Shagamu police arrest Ogun lawmaker and then 6 others on cultism.
They serve as a deterrent.
After everything that happened, after the clash,
should be the penalty.
Maybe it will make people draw back.
After the clash in Shagamu, these people were hosted by the lawmaker, and that was why. And with a tip-off, someone told somebody somewhere, okay, well, these people are in this person's place, and then they went there and caught them and they arrested them. And if we are going to have
politicians use them,
if that's what we are saying. Even if they pass the law that these people should be killed, truly, is it going to stand?
Well, I think that in Nigeria, there's a Yoruba adage. I'm sorry, now I have to go back.
Don't be sorry.
A land without a law, there will be no offense.
So whatever thing you do,
if a law is not enacted, how are the Nigerian people or the people in general, how are they going to adhere to it?
No example.
There should be examples to serve as deterrent to others. Why should people get into that extreme level of cultism where people start to die, you start to kill people? Cultism, don't forget, there was a time we were hearing about Ikorodu boys, Ikorodu gangs.
1 million boys.
1 million. Can you hear of that? They used some people for big examples. I mean, we have left that level. Nigeria is not, I'm sorry, we're not Venezuela. The level of cultism and drug in Nigeria is really moving Nigeria to another level. It's taking Nigeria to a place where we don't know. It is better they curb the situation and ensure that these laws are well enacted so that Nigerians who think of going into this court, they will understand that at the end of the day, if they are caught, they will be killed. Yes.
Of course.
All right. Yeah. So at this junction, I think we're done with the newspaper review. We'll go on a short break. When we get back, we'll continue.
Of course, we'll go on a short break, and when we get back, we'll start with a live discourse, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Live News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sondidari, the federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For the fact that going from here to Ombalinde before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
On Alive TV,
taking a look at events in Nigeria. And now the news in detail.
Look at the number of people he has built.
He has the capacity. And today, a historical reoccurrence is taking place right here in Jos.
we need to be involved in the voting process. Your vote counts.
Government, in spite of its lean resources, is running a welfare program for the most vulnerable in our country. We've never had that before. Welcome back. Nigeria should be competing with countries like
I am Kanti Ada.
Alive News. Keeping it.
Federal government initiative to revive school library hours has proven to be a resounding success. It has breathed new life into these institutions of learning, reaffirming their significance in the digital age. The journey from dwindling libraries to vibrant learning centers exemplifies the transformative power of education when fueled by vision and determination.
As of today, the reading culture has really changed. I remember some years back when we were in the school, and we at least you can still see people go to the library, to read and all that. But in recent times, I think the reading culture has stopped. I think the federal government is making plans to revive the school library. I think it's a good, it's a welcome development. At least we also help people when they are in school. They should just know that they are in school. But if there is a law, there's something that is making them to feel that okay, they need to read. I think it's okay. We also help them. We help to discipline the people. So
yeah, it's actually going to be okay because it's going to give them the time to read, because if there's a mandate, it's going to like encourage them and push them. But if it's just a free stuff, it's not all of them that has this mindset of reading. But if they revive it, it's going to like encourage and boost it up and give them the mindset of reading.
They should be able to read more, spend more time in the university, in the library, to have more facts. Most of those that are making research, so it will help them, and that's a step forward for Nigeria.
A student immerse themselves in the treasure trove of knowledge within library walls. They embark on a journey of self-discovery that promise to shape the leaders and innovators of tomorrow. Benga Oloyede, reporting for Alive Television News, Lagos.
Hello and welcome to Live News.
The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sunday Dare.
The federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the sectarian. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For the fact that going from here to Ombalinde before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he's one of the luckiest survivors of abject poverty, of course, and I'm very sure some people will be like, what do you even mean by that? Real?
Well, the president has a lot of stories to tell, starting from his upbringing, his life in general, and how he managed to survive, how he managed to even travel out, how he managed to graduate, how he managed to work in top firms. And I always say, to motivate people, your stories need to be told. If you are saying, you cannot continue to make references to people and say, oh, this one. Sometimes you need to say your own story. So it's just like, there's one thing the Yoruba will say, Omo Atakpata today. You say, a child who did not come from a rich background, and then eventually
a rocky
background, and God eventually helped you, eradicated. He used him to eradicate poverty from his lineage or from his family. So he can always come out to tell you that. So people like that,
generational curse breaker.
Yes, people like that always believe you don't have reasons to say you want to do this thing, because if I can do it, man, you don't have two heads. So I can tell you in my family, like I said, you always have to say your own story. I happen to be the first graduate ever in the history of my family. So, and my dad was dead. My mom did not send me, I sent myself.
So that's a case of against all laws.
So when I get to school and somebody is saying I had to join Curtis, I had to start Yahoo, because I look at them like, I use Ghana must go. Do you know when I was going to school, I picked just 2 red shirts and 2 black trousers. Then 1 All-Star, but I used to call it All-Star then, and I went to school. And getting to school, I started wearing that cloth, red and black. OAU is a place where they don't tolerate cultists. So some people are already looking at me, this guy is always on red and black. One day they came to meet me.
What's your color?
All these coded, we had other schools around us. They came to meet me and say, you are always wearing
what you're wearing is orange, though, not
orange,
red.
not
Before
red.
they start thinking you're still wearing red now.
So now I'm saying, you're always wearing red and black. See, tell us now, we know who you be. We know. I was coming from my 12. Hello, a place where you have to escape being a cultist. I will now get to Ife. If I can escape cultists in my 12, is Ife here? You owe me. When thunder has not stopped working. When those guys are saying, I say, come, let me tell you my story. This is the only cloth I have, red and black. You want to come to my house and check? I don't have any other cloth. The way they pity me that day, like they regretted telling me who they have. So me, I just despite the fact that this school does not tolerate cultism, there are still some people that are doing it coded. But because me, I was wearing the red and black, they believe this one they flaunt, this one he get Godfather. I don't have anybody. You understand? So when I see people giving excuses for their failure in this life, I feel like the only thing I'm scared of is that I don't know what will happen in the next 30 minutes. That's my only fear. You talk about death, you are going to sleep every night. Nobody is telling you will wake up. Only grace of God speaks for you. You are traveling. Some people just fall inside gutter. My friend, his mom, she was grinding pepper. She fell inside gutter and then that was it. She was gone. Some people had accidents. Have you heard about story of they had a car accident? Nobody died. Just one person died and nothing stained that person. Nothing happened. So we are just, God is just helping everybody. It's God's grace. You understand? So when you start to give excuses for some things, I just look at you and like, okay.
Buttressing what you said, I think and I believe that poverty is a state of mind. If you are poor and you remain poor, I think your state of mind should change.
Yeah.
Why am I saying that? If our president can say that, I mean, if you can recap that statement, Tante, he must have had the reason why he said that. He must have looked at a whole lot of events in his life to say, look, you see, in Nigeria, actually, speaking of poverty, a lot of Nigerians are impoverished. They are going through a lot. But as Nigerians, why is it that when you travel out of Nigeria, that is when you see that you have some powers inside of you?
Mindsets.
Yes, things start to change. You start to see systems working. You have a job, you have a time, you have to get there. If you don't get there, you can be fired.
That is the system there, and you have to work with it.
And if you have a deliverable and you're not delivering, you're out. But in Nigeria, because you have a godfather, you have a godmother figure, you have something you think other people don't have, then you just want to think you can relax. And that's the mindset of the poor person. If you are creative enough to say, look, if I don't have an education, what can I do? What can I do apart from, join the gang? Excuse me, do you know that most people that join this gang, they end up in the streets as beggars when they are 60?
Yes, now.
Then you start seeing them, my two, you start to see them, they are asking for money. For me, lower now at 60 something. Sometimes when I see the agberos, the touts, the hoodlums on the road, and they're still young with so much, vigor, so much energy, I see them like, what are they doing with their lives? Is this the money they're going to use to feed their families? And when they become 45, 50, when the body is not strong enough, when you cannot hijack a bike man,
you start getting angry. You start getting angry at your situation. You now put it on people.
So this brings me to another video I came across yesterday. Tante, Rio, I saw an old man, perhaps 55 or in his late 60s or 60s. This man was at the edge of the bridge, and he said they should not hold him. People were trying to hold him and talking to him, not to fall into the lagoon or the water.
Yeah, I think I saw the video.
Look, the man said, people said he stole money at his workplace, that he wants to end it all. Look, the level of poverty in this town, I think people need to reorientate themselves. It's not a matter of jackbuying. It's not a matter of jackpowder. You need to, if you jackpowder and you don't have an orientation that keeps you, is it every time you have $1 billion in your account? Is it every time you have $1 million? It is how you
even though the wealthy people go broke.
They go broke. You remember say Oba go wonder Oba, which means that even a king may not even have a kobo in his account. It can happen to anybody. So it's a state of mind. The king sees himself as the boss. The king sees himself as the king because he has the authority. The moment you see yourself as a wealthy man, look at the likes of the, what's it called? oh, sorry, my memory, please serve me here. The computer Microsoft person, Elon Musk,
Okay.
you know, and all Bill Gates and all Bill Gates things. You know, look at how they have designed everything. Look at the Facebook. Look at how that thing is spending money for that guy. How is Mark Zuckerberg, for crying out loud? This is.
Can you call that name again?
Mark Zuckerberg. You know, so the guy is spending his money and he's making money because he doesn't have a poverty state of mind. We need to come out of the poverty. I'm not saying there's no poverty in Nigeria, but we need to look at what Rio said.
You know, some people, especially the young people, just feel like these older people just started down and they just had money.
No.
It is a stage. Everybody, like almost everybody has gone through it. As I'm seated here, trust me, I think I have gone through more than my age already. Sometimes I feel so. To be honest, sometimes I feel so. Like, there are some, but I've never sat down to say, oh, I want to pity myself. I won't do this. If you sit down and pity yourself, nothing good is going to come out of it. I don't sit and pity myself. I will just, yes. So instead,
you walk. Did you
walk?
Better?
Oh my God.
This was a training you went through.
Of
If I
course.
tell you my story, you will love it.
Oh, sorry, people are on the show. Sorry, people are on the show.
No. Seriously, poverty is not a death sentence. It's a way to your success.
You see, there are some people, somebody will tell you, sometimes a rich man will go broke, not because he wants to go broke, but sometimes you need to going broke and not having money sometimes, or having whatever thing you want, is part of life. Because if everything is that easy, you might not even appreciate God's grace, right? Now the president did something. Now, two things. During the campaign, this our daddy Tinubu, he should be studied in school.
Yeah.
Especially when he named the running mate of Peter Obi's elder brother, gave him an appointment few days ago as one of the advisor to the vice president, Kashim Shettima. I was like, okay, this man is Labour Party elder brother.
That man is the real politician.
That's thinking. Yes. Now, what I'm saying is, he did two things. Number one, during campaign and after campaign, Tinubu is always saying we need to change the mindset of our people. It's like a watchword for that man, and he knows what he's saying. When he created the Agbero people in Lagos, its mindset, he knew if he had not done that, those guys will be knocking your door with gold to collect stuff. He engaged them, and partially he created employment opportunity. Now they are grown. Now they are having like a what's it called, a structure, an organization. I'm not going there. And again, he now did something. Usually it's always Ministry of Education and Ministry of Information. You know what he did in his time? Ministry of Information and National Orientation. Because our national orientation agencies are doing zero job.
They need to come out. Actually, speaking of, thank you for mentioning that. I don't know what the national orientation is doing. It is not when they want to do it right, then they will come out and make come out because Nigeria has done better. No, we need them to reinforce. And I'm sure orientation is about information.
I'm sure they are passing budget for the year. They are saying, come to live television. Pass information.
Go to tertiary institutions. Go to secondary school.
They are like this National Orientation Agency are supposed to be beside the president, the governor, and the local government. They should have their help everywhere. This one, they want to have 774
centers.
They should put national orientation agencies there.
Yes.
People need, see, the one thing that kills any government is lack of information. And style of passing communication to people. There are ways you pass information. See, when the president said subsidy is gone, it was not written in his inaugural speech.
It was information.
He knew that was the best place he could keep it in.
What was the old Nigeria?
So sometimes you are passing. It's like you. I woke up this morning. I posted on my status. Somebody billed me, and I posted on my status that, is it that you had a dream and you saw me that I gave you money? Somebody is wearing my face. Go back and see the real person. It's not me. It's not me. So there are some times that you wake up at the wrong side of the bed, only for you to hold your phone, and you are not seeing good things on your phone, and then you are coming on set to talk. Sometimes we have our own personal issues we know, but when we get here, we smile, we play. When we finish, we go back to our problem.
Have you not said it? Sometimes I'll sit down here frowning. Immediately the camera comes on.
You want to smile?
I smile because you have to smile.
I love the realness. I love the fact that you are pouring in your heart. And that's the truth about life. Even the likes of the guys up there, I don't want to call their station, but I mean, that's the truth.
Of course, it is not easy for anyone at all.
I believe if you have a good mindset, you know, we can actually eradicate poverty. Because every time when we talk about poverty, we're always looking for a place to put our blame, a place to hide on and say, oh, government is the reason why there is poverty. A lot of people don't even know that government don't directly create employment opportunity. Whatever thing Tinubu is doing outside the country now is to give chance for employment opportunity, bring more investors. We have ground, we have the natural resources that can be, you know, that can make to finish goods.
We cannot actually produce this country.
Anyone who sits down to blame anyone for his own failure will never grow. He has failed already. You accepting the fact that you have done something wrong, even if the cause is not from you, but it has happened, and it has happened to you, and you allowed it to happen. Blame yourself, work on it, and move. I don't like it. That is why sometimes I frown at people trying to remove the blame from themselves and give it to other people, especially people who can talk for themselves. You understand? What would you achieve at the end of it? Something went wrong. Instead of you to sit down and say, okay, this is how this thing should be. You didn't do it. If you remove it from yourself and put it on other person, does it change anything?
How about if you put it on the government?
That's it.
You can't put it on the government. That is why you can, if, there's a guy who said he's blaming his family for giving birth to him in a poor environment, or giving birth to him in a poor. That is the mindset.
You know, poverty can give you inspiration.
A negative, of course, a negative inspiration.
Nigerian celebrities that were giving birth in the wealthy home. Remove the video and start mentioning other people.
Abroad, the Kellys.
Start mentioning. Because the truth is, everybody's got gifts.
Yes,
and it's not just one. You have more than a gift.
It is in that poverty that your intrinsic value starts to understand what you need. Because you don't want to sit down, no food this morning, no broth in the night, no water, nothing. You will think. If you don't think, the strategy will come. Then you are not thinking. Poverty.
Yeah. No, why you are thinking? It's like two spirits. One is telling you to thief. One is telling
that
you
is
to
the thing. And some people, and there are people who, choose the better demon, because there are people who will definitely go for the wrong things. I don't really know why. You sit down and think instead of you to bring
of mind. That's why we need the orientation to come in and say, look, if you steal today, they will kill you. If you get into the cultism, you are dead. They need to let them know that. But if you do the things the right way, you get good results.
What do these people actually tell them before joining the cult? For them to say, what money? Most of them, are you seeing them?
You will be rich.
No,
you will be famous. That's what they say.
Okay, let me tell you, in my area back then, before I went to school, one of the reasons why they want me to join their cult is because I like to dress well. And whenever I'm moving, I was very popular in my area because I play football. And one of the, they are always like, this guy, he go do something. They've broken bottle on my head under power line. This one, this head not speaking. It was not like they want. Sometimes they want you to join with full force. Sometimes they see something in you and they be like,
energy.
Sometimes you play to their hands by yourself. Sometimes some people join cultism all in the name of somebody, maybe what's it called? How do I want to put it? Somebody deprived them of something. Somebody did something to them and they want to revenge.
What is the best way to revenge? Is it not for you to, work on yourself, come back strong, be better?
The best way to revenge is to be successful.
Yes, now that's what we are saying.
I see somebody that employs your oppressor. Somebody who is always chasing you on the street, who is always eventually brings it. You will now enter the streets. They come about there. We see for TV.
That is the best way. That is the very best way.
So everything still boils down to mindset, and trust me, everything will still accumulate and make poverty continue. To increase in the country.
I believe poverty can never stop if orientation does not change. Your mind must be strong. Your mindset must be up there, because the day you realize that poverty will take you back, you have found yourself. So I think a lot of people watching us, you're going to see what we're talking about today. You need to understand that poverty is not the right thing to do.
Of course, you have said it. That is the gospel. What about you, bro?
I don't want to say you have said it, but the truth is, poverty can never be eradicated, but it can be drastically reduced. Some people, all they need to do is to change their mindset. Some people are even rich. I mean, talk of money, they are rich, but they are poor in wisdom. They are poor in mindset. So all still boil down to your mindset, your thinking faculty. I told people there is difference between brilliant and intelligent. A lot of our great grandfather did not go to school, but they are very intelligent when it comes to thinking. When you see parents in Nigeria that say, I did not go to school, all of you must go to school. You see parents that they cannot. My close friend, the mom, we went to Canada embassy and we gave her paper to sign. And I looked at her and said, Mom, is this how you sign? Is her name she wrote?
State of mind.
Is her name she wrote? Like, Mom, this is how you sign. So some people are even fun to they only do stamping for them. You understand? But now they know the sweetness of doing. Sometimes when we were growing up, we used to say, who has the best signature? Who has the best signature? You that you're already thinking who has the best signature, you are still thinking of I want to sign check for people one day. It's a mindset. Before you know, you get to that place, but
well, at this point, I would say you have said it all. But yes, and what our daddy, the president is saying is, he's just trying to encourage you out there that a lot of things are happening. He has gone through some things. Don't just sit down and think, okay, he is where he is now by just waking up one day and he's just there. No, it's a process. You go through that process. That is where you get all the trainings. That is where you get all the experience that you will need to push on with life. Don't have self-pity on yourself. When you have self-pity, trust me, you will go nowhere. Try and remove yourself. Be the foundation, or be what? Generational curse breaker in your home. Think that way. Make people see you in a different light. Whatever thing you're doing, just try to be your best. Of course, I am a motivational speaker. Have I not told you that? I told you that when I talk, get a pen and paper and write it down. Wisdom.
You said it, wisdom.
I told you the name. My name is Wisdom, right? And thank you so much for staying tuned with us. We actually had it all.
Yes. So this is how I end the show. Tante said, you have said it all, but she eventually said it long. So my name is Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. I'll see you again.
And people, I just want to say something to you. You can eat fat today, and you may not even have a broth today, but I tell you, you will overcome. Stay alive. My name is Damilola. I know.
Of course. Stay alive. So how are you?
Very fine. I appreciate you.